Cheers.
Scott.
What's up, my dude? Cheers. What's up, my dude? My dude.
It's a good comeback, man. It's the first step.
Stepping in fresh like I'm all
Kind of like I tell my kids, dude. Your words are hollow,
My dude.
with no action.
I'm on a mission to win.
With no action.
I ain't gonna say it again, bruh.
It's a good comeback, man. After all that Carl's Jr. just slaughtered last year.
All that when they see me, they all fall back because I'm on a mission to win.
Comeback, man.
I'm on a mission to win. I ain't gonna say it again, bruh. I'm going all the way in.
I can't tell you
Scott.
how proud I am, dude, that you say you're going to
Slaughter.
go ahead and
Carl Jr.
run or walk
Slaughter.
the run differential after each D-backs lost this season.
How proud I am.
Especially after all that Carl's Jr. you slaughtered last year,
Scott.
eating yourself in the midst of it. So, you can come back, man. It's the first step.
Stepping in fresh like I'm all that.
Kind of like I tell my kids, dude, your words are hollow,
My dude.
with no action.
I'm on a mission to win.
With no action.
I ain't gonna say it again, bruh.
You can come back, man. After all that Carl's Jr. you slaughtered last year.
They don't know what to call that. When they see me, they all fall back because I'm on a mission to win. I'm on a mission to win. I ain't gonna say it again, bruh. I'm going all the way in.
But overall, I like it. Go get him, go D-backs.
Scott.
The In This League Podcast Network.
What's up, friends, and welcome into the In This League Fantasy Baseball Podcast. It is Bogman. It is Welsh. We are here, take two, for some people that hung out with us. We are live on our Twitch and YouTube if people want to come and hang out, answering questions from the audience, potentially. Always just depends on how many people are here, who gets here. But we are going live to hang out with everybody, so a little bit of a different scope of an episode. We'll also be talking about the latest news that's going on, injuries, and we do have some player debates as a coverage here. But Bogman, we did have, this is our second attempt at the show. I got like a warning like 4 minutes before the show started, and it was just, and I didn't realize it or see it, and it was like, hey, your internet's going to be going out. And then it went out in the middle of us talking live on a stream. So this is a take two version of ITL Live.
Yeah, very weird. You were like in the middle of something, you were animated, and we were starting to run downhill, and then just,
Yeah, well, it was an AI
nothing.
thing. I actually remember what it was. It was actually an AI thing. But yeah, a lot of different stuff to cover. I do want to kind of retread what we were talking about before at the top. But welcome into everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Shout out to our boy Barrow is in here. Nice little new thing. You can see the chat at the bottom. StreamYard adding that in. But our boy Barrow, boy Jake, Braun is in the house. Don't know who else would be in here if we will have questions. But we are here to potentially talk about whatever player lineups, roster construction, player breakdowns, whatever it is. That's what we'll do. Otherwise, we've got some good player debates to cover. And this is coming off of the previous recording. We had went live like seconds before the Diamondbacks had tied up the game against the Braves. Then live on here, they came back. They scored 7 runs in the 9th inning to come all the freaking way back. And then what else did they do? They actually shut the game down. Amazing. In what is so interesting about it, too, what a ridiculously stupid bullpen game. The Diamondbacks have been disastrous across the board. It wasn't Justin Martinez, though. It was Shelby. Shelby came in after Raisel Iglesias blew Tory Lane that save. Scott blew it, did his name, and for the Braves, and then Shelby Miller came and locked down that save for the Diamondbacks was that the biggest comeback of the year? What? Biggest comeback in a while.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Cubs comeback and then loss was crazy.
What was that one?
Earlier this year.
Forgetting.
You don't remember?
Was that
we were
9?
in Chicago? Yeah, we were down a ton, came all the way back, and then blew it. Like, yeah, that was a rough one. But yeah, I mean, Justin Martinez got the save yesterday and threw way too many pitches. He had to come in for 2 innings, so there was no way he threw 37 pitches yesterday. There was no way he was coming in for this one at all. Shelby came in and shut it down, and looked better than he has looked, so that's fine. I feel like every time they say Miller time, they're screwing it up. So, yeah, yeah, it was an awesome win, an awesome comeback win. But the D-backs have they've gotten down so much and then come almost all the way back so many times. It almost felt like the boy who cries wolf, right? Like I didn't really believe it was going to happen. And then we're sitting here prepping, we're getting ready, we're picking our player debates. I'm like, there's a couple more runs.
And I'm like, I don't worry about
a couple
it.
more runs. Yeah. And then I was like,
Diamondbacks are embarrassing.
they're up now.
We're used to bad stuff because like we are waiting.
Every baseball fan is
bated breath, patiently waiting, sitting here for the Corbin Burnes disastrous news. That's the thing. I mean, he's on the IL, which maybe is going to mask some of the news coming out soon. But I think they said they were going to pop back around Thursday or Friday after the second opinion, see what's all going on, and then they would rock that out. But we still haven't gotten the news on Corbin Burnes. I assume it is going to be the worst of the worst. What is this from Jake?
Jake says, stat he saw the last time the Braves gave up 7 runs in the ninth to lose the game was 1973. So 10 years before we were even born, and we're old men at this point. So
gonna have to update that stat now. 2025 is the most recent, but yes, that was 10 years before us. Welcome back into our other people. A lot of people like, we're back. Yes, the internet completely froze, but shout out to Van Rod. We got obviously Jake in the house. We got Josh back in the house, and want to remind we got some of our great peeps that are hanging out here. You can be a part of our community over at inthisleague.com. Inthisleague.com is the Patreon, prospect ranks, dynasty ranks. I put out the sheet. We've got football stuff, dropping streams on there, always looking to innovate and just looking for the support to keep the independent podcast going. In this league, 11 years this year. Come and check us out, inthisleague.com, and sign up today. Everything is expensive in the world, but we have pre-COVID prices. I can tell you that. Pre-COVID prices. So you can go and check it out at inthisleague.com. Yes, my friends. And make sure, like I said, we do stuff like this, twitch.tv/inthisleague. You can follow us there, or youtube.com/inthisleague. Sometimes things go to different places and not, so maybe follow both of those, but trying to get that, we haven't done a ton on the YouTube, but getting the YouTube up over 1,000. So please follow there. That's a good support. And you can follow or even grab a sub on the Twitch side, my friends. So apologies to the people that were here before. I want to have like a tiny bit of this conversation again because I wanted to make the pod, but things were frozen. Everything was frozen here. We definitely don't shy away from talking about industry news, and really crazy news that popped out today that we saw was a dear friend, Andy Behrens from Yahoo, gone after 18 years with Yahoo. And the reason it's also important, is just because Andy's a great person and a great guy, but also maybe some people live in a world where they're like, it's Matthew Berry. And then I think probably Tristan Cockcroft and Eric Carabell kind of belong in that because they've been around for a really long time. But also Andy Behrens is a mainstay. And it was wild to see the news that Yahoo is letting him go and or whatever it is. And first off, just like I said, sucks because we both love Andy. We've done episodes with Andy. We affectionately with him always immediately don't want to talk about fantasy. We want to talk about, if people don't know, the fun fact about Andy Behrens is he was the original writer of Sex Drive, the movie, whatever it was in our 20s that got adapted into the screenplay. And we have a blast talking. And my message to him on Twitter was heartfelt, I love you, Andy, da 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 da. And then I was like, P.S. please write Sex Drive 2.
Yes, yeah. I mean, if you have some downtime now,
if you have a little,
we'd love to see the reunion.
But what's so crazy is this also sparked up a lot of the industry going kind of nuts. And I know maybe some people don't care about the industry, but things are kind of a changing out there. I saw some industry people saying what's happening to our industry. People are losing their jobs. Great people are losing their jobs. And then there's discussions of what is valued. And obviously there's AI stuff that's out there. Luckily, you can't replace Bogman and the Welsh with AI, but that might not work in our favor. Not saying that that's happening with him, by the way, but the written word is changing, valuations are changing and stuff. And it brought up a whole bunch of stuff seeing Andy go, and hopefully Andy picks up one of the big places. Apparently that's not Yahoo, picks him up immediately because he's fantastic and we love him. But really crazy, weird kind of industry shake little earthquake in our little industry, seeing someone like Andy not with Yahoo Sports anymore, which is a huge entity in itself.
Well, it's interesting for the future of Yahoo as well. Like, are they going to get somebody different? Are they going to go away from content and just be a provider? Like, I wonder what's happening with Yahoo, because Yahoo has been fairly lazy about fantasy in the past. So I wonder if this is worse.
There's one. I think
they're
there's
just straight up cutting costs. Like,
I think there's also one answer to this too, though. Is it football is king? And because I think like some of their baseball stuff had kind of tapered back, and
but
it's
he's
like
the football guy.
No, I understand that, but it's like I think that if places are paring down in favor of football, there's only so much football to be had. But you've seen didn't NBC get rid of? I don't know if I think Yahoo at some point maybe did some fantasy baseball. That's not around. NBC, Roto World, I think they nixed that because I know Pianowski was on that last year. So things are the independent guy is still what's hanging around, but there's only so long everybody can be independent. You know what I mean? That's why I also thank you to people that support on Patreon. And that's why more people have to do it because thank God I'm like, Fantasy Pros, thank you for keep rolling. And I'm very happy for the support there to keep that going. But that's why everybody needs the support, because if Yahoo can't keep the best around, who can? You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying. Yahoo's business model has been strange for a long time. So, we'll see what happens with Andy. He's going to be great no matter where he goes. Him and Chris Harris are good buddies. I wonder if there's something there. I wonder if he's going to start his own thing or if he is going to go work for a big company. But yeah,
or
it's very
right. Sex Drive too.
I mean, that would be for us. That's what we want more than
I want to be in it though. I need to be. I feel like we're not good enough friends like that. I don't even think Andy follows me on Twitter, but we've done tons of shows.
Oh man, can we be the old versions of the what's up guy?
Oh, what's up, Miss Tasty? What's up? We kind of the old fat irrelevant version. I mean, those kids could probably play that role still now, but you and I as it would be pretty great.
Sure, yeah. So, the one guy I think is a good dramatic actor. Yeah, I know he was Dexter's. He was in one of those Dexter.
I think I know what you're talking about. Well, also the one dude who is in it as well, isn't that the guy that played the Riddler? He became a super serious actor. He did a bunch of what's his name? He's played a bunch of serious roles now. He doesn't do any comedies, but early on in his career, whoever the Riddler guy was in the most recent Batman, he he just did all those crazy wild comedies, and now he's just super serious. There used to be there will be blood he was in, and
right? I don't know that was him.
No,
I know who you're talking about, but that's not him.
They all just look. They just kind of look alike. So.
Yeah, they're all the gingers with the weird pockmarks. Yeah, that guy was in. What was the what was the Girl Next Door? What was the movie he was in?
Oh yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Tripod.
Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, he's a super serious dramatic actor.
Another sex.
Another one of those. Yeah. Well, those have been gone for a while, so we're gonna need it. But yeah,
they went with me too, I think.
Yeah, so. But also with Andy, also I think was the president of the FSWA, so a very important role. We've done this from time to time. Not Nando DeFino, very important person that I don't think if you're not in the industry, might not have a full understanding of the weight that there are people. There's the big faces, the Matthew Berrys of the world, like Brad Evans and stuff, and then there's this secondary, if you're in the world, I would say someone like Nando and Andy Behrens, they're very, very critical to that next tier. If you don't, if you're not in it, that were super important. So that I think it all shattered a lot of people. It had a lot of people talking in different areas of whoa, what's going on? But we are here, and more reason. Thank you for your support at inthisleague.com, because it is wild in the street. So I do not know, especially with us losing the last feed and whatever, if we're going to have fantasy questions, but just going to remind again, we're going to put this on here that we will allocate some time and try to save up for any fantasy questions, breakdowns, lineup, roster stuff. But we got some news and notes. We got some player debates we'll hit to, and that is the plan, at least to hang out with everybody today. Let's get to it. First up, you had this on here, ABS. Do you want to talk about ABS here? The thoughts are it wasn't going to be here till 27. Looks like they're going to be a push for 26. I think it is stupid that it's not here now. It's just tiny logistical things. I can tell you one thing. In the AFL, they were also working on the check swing indicator where you could challenge check swings. And I remember Drew Gilbert was like the very first one to do it. And he had said after, based on the current angle of where you can challenge, he's like, we're going to take advantage of that all day long, because it's saying that it was too far up. They were allowing the check. So that's an example of something that they need to work on. But guess what? That was the first year of it. They've been working on ABS for like 3 or 4 years in the AFL. It is phenomenal. We should have had it this year. I don't know why. I think there's the contractual like labor agreement that's coming up at the end of 2026 that player unions probably like, people maybe wanting to throw it into there. If it all it happens is it needs to come. One of the worst calls just happened with Jake Mangum, where it
was the worst call since they implemented the ABS system in ballparks. Like,
okay, yeah, because
the grading of the misses.
I said this on leading off. There's an account that's like the referee audit account or whatever,
Umpire
and they
audit.
said, they said this is the worst. Yeah, referee. This is the worst call in the history of them doing it. Was that Mangum call? And it's just more reason like, why are we not? And people get very like, oh, well, you know, challenging and getting mad, and that's part of it. The ABS doesn't take that away. There's only so many challenges, and there are plenty of teams that like might not challenge early on because you got to do it immediately. They don't get to go and do like the base, you know, where
it's not like you look at
on
it
the phone. Nope, they got to challenge instantly. There's still such a human element to all of it.
It takes 3 seconds. All they do is they go to the big screen. They post where the pitch was, and you can see where it was a ball or strike. It is not hard. So
you know what? Let me see if I can. I got something for it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this. I have an example of it on my Twitter, but boy, I don't think I'm going to. Oh, wait, is this it? Full sequence. Oh, yeah, look at this. I think I instantly found one because I tweeted about it. I've got 2 of them. Let's take a look at this video. I don't remember it at all. So I'm going to pull this up here. This is one with Tamar Johnson, but I have one that is 100% Caleb Durbin one. It's a really good one, but let's see. So I said this is like a 2-minute video, so I don't know what it's all going on. So here's
so that's the catcher
challenge. Yeah. So look.
Yeah.
So here's the start. This is it. Pitch. Taps his head. Challenge. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Up on the screen. 5, 6. Let's call it 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. People are loving this. All right. So less than 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Look at that. Zoom in.
It was a ball. Yep.
Look at that right there. Less time than it takes those guys to see whatever it is. Like they run on the base or they save to hold up, get on the phone real quick, in about the same amount of time before they even get to the challenge.
You get 18 seconds between pitches, right? That's how much time the batter and the pitcher have to like get on the mound, set, get in the box, all of that, and then have the pitch thrown is 18 seconds. So it took less time than one pitch to see if it was right or wrong.
He taps his head at 5 seconds. Let's call it 6 by the time they register that he tapped the head and they start it. At 6 seconds in the video, you have it in, that is, I can't do math. That is 16 seconds. 16 seconds, you have the full animation done. The full thing. I mean, I'll just put it up again just behind us on the video. Reminder, I guess you can go on Twitch or YouTube if you're listening on the podcast and want to re-see it. But this is like a perfect example of it. And I had another one too with Caleb Durbin, which it's another perfect angle. But this is a really good one at Salt River Fields where they had implemented it and been trying it. And it's just tried and true. Like there's really no crazy argument to it. Yeah. What more do they need to figure out? Yeah, it worked. I mean, maybe they want to refine
one pitch
like
for a bat. What is the rule there?
No, like if you don't
challenge
get
every single
with
pitch,
the challenges,
right?
You get I think you get 2 challenges a game, but if you lose one or both, you get no more. Or if you win both, you get an extra challenge. It's something along those lines. Like,
okay,
you could probably sit around with a couple sandwiches in a group. Oh, 100%. But I'm saying, like, you could probably sit around real quick and figure out the logistics of it from the baseball perspective of like, all right, this is how many we'll give, and maybe we want to give another. It doesn't take much more time. It doesn't take much more time to figure out. But yes, they do limit it. It's not unlimited, because then that would slow the game down. And I think that's right. Give them 3. Give them 3 a whole game if you want.
It's been
and
bad.
I think that's good.
Yeah, it's been so bad. So it needs to be fixed. So the umps are getting to be terrible, and also not even, they're probably just as bad as they've always been, but there's just a microscope on it right now. And if there is a microscope and everyone's seeing all these terrible calls, they have to fix it. So it's going to get fixed. It's going to happen.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So I don't understand it, but there you go. The implementation should be coming pretty soon. Jack Caglione made his major league debut and got his first major league hit today. Did you see the actual debut though? He had 4 hard hit balls. 2 were 112 or higher. He was 0 for 5 in that. Absolutely robbed by Victor Scott in the outfield. Hit one at Nolan Arenado. Absolutely smacking the ball around. Well, today he was able to log his first hit, which was a double. Pretty awesome to see. Got his first major league RBI as well. Kind of just big bat span. Let me see if it...
They got another game tonight too, because they got rained out yesterday. So I have a doubleheader today.
They did, yeah, 95.6. So it was a registered hard hit ball, and his first hit in the very first game, yeah, to your point, is where he locked into. Noah Cameron, pretty good too. I know there's been some Noah Cameron stuff out there. What was his box score? 6 innings, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Gave up a bunch of hard hit stuff, but only gave up 2 hits in that whole game.
Yeah, I mean, Noah Cameron is he's not striking anybody out, but his whip is super low. He's not giving up hits or walks. So,
are you into Noah Cameron?
I mean, if you need wins, it's fine. You know, I prefer the high strikeout guys, but they're just way more volatile. So Cameron has looked good. What is his walk rate and strikeout rate?
8% walk rate, only 16% K percentage, 1 ERA, but a 3.15 expected. Look at this. Just guys are not barreling. They're getting the ball in the air, but they're not barreling him up whatsoever. Pitch 192 against his fastball, 282 expected, 214 on the cutter, 259. So pretty much everything is higher than his actual expected numbers, which could obviously lead to a problem.
0.82 whip, under
which is
1.
crazy. But yeah, also, just to look at this, look at these EVs.
Starts, but he's looked good.
None of these EVs are high. 90.4 on the 4-seam. Everything else is 88, 86, 83. There's just not great contact getting put on him, even though he's not striking guys out. But they're doing some stuff, you know. I mean, they're pulling the ball on him. He doesn't have good Ks. I mean, it looks a little magician-y. It doesn't look like it's sustainable, but you know, if he can lower the walk rate, he might even be more of an option than we thought. So Noah Cameron in it. Jack Caglione. Cags or Christian Walker? Let's do it again. Are you Christian Walker still?
Yeah, that is like, you go straight to the heart of it. And by the way, he's going to do this to me every show until I give up on Christian Walker. So
I'm so done with Christian Walker. I was such a defender. I'm out.
I don't hate that either. Like he's just not getting better. It felt like he was coming around, and then he got hit on the hand and had to have the x-ray, missed a couple games, and now he's right back to where he was before. Caglione's fine. I just think that Christian Walker is going to have that stupid second half like Suarez had last year. So like, I'm still not trying to get rid of Christian Walker, but I completely understand taking Caglione over him at this point.
But you are saying publicly you are still taking Christian Walker.
I'm still taking Christian Walker. Yeah.
Publicly.
Yeah. Right here in front of God and everybody. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure. Big injury news out there. Pablo Lopez, grade 2. Was it teres major?
Teres major. I think it pec strain.
It looks like it's going to be 10 to 12 weeks, 3 months.
Yeah, that's
most of the season, which would be the season.
You can dump him. Yeah, you can dump him. He's, even 2 months is a long time for him to be sitting in your IL, especially if you have limited IL spots. So, like Pablo was kind of meh this year. I think we had done this before. Like, he started bad. You looked at his stuff. You're like, okay, better than I thought, but still not good. And then obviously this injury. So maybe this was something that was bothering him before and finally, came to a head here, but it's not good.
Well, and we were going to ask the question, as everybody said, hey, David Festa is going to get an extended look now. Zebby's already up. Well, here's today's game where they are currently losing in the bottom of the fourth, 11-1 to the A's. Positive, David Festa did have 12 swing and misses. The negative, he gave up 8 earned runs on 3 homers and 6 hard hit balls under 4 innings pitched.
And that's in Sacramento, or is that in?
That
Minnesota?
is, that is in the baby ballpark.
Okay, I mean maybe there's a little bit there for the ballpark, but that's still awful. So,
well, let's look.
Maybe give him one more at home, but yikes, it's not good.
Soderstrom, 98 exit velocity, 364 with big bat speed. Let's see. Oh, that was against Mitchell. Oh, wait, what am I looking at here? Jorge Alcala. Am I looking at the wrong guys? Yeah. Here we go. All right, I'm trying to find the homers against David Festa. Here we go. I found him. 104 by Max Muncy, the A's Max Muncy, with a 410 distance. Jesus. Jacob Wilson, 100 off the bat with a essentially 400-foot homer, and then Tyler Soderstrom, 108, 433. Those aren't baby ballpark numbers. Those were murder balled. Those were murder balled balls.
And Soderstrom was 1 for 12 in June coming into this game. So Soderstrom is starting to sink like a stone and finally, got Festa here, which is nice to see. But yeah, I mean, sucks for Festa. We'll see what happens there. But I mean, who else do the Twins have right now?
Well, no, that's the guy. I'm trying to look at. Okay, so they have not updated this game. I just want to point out, and I will say there's a possibility that maybe some of the numbers are showing it. The game log doesn't show that this game has happened. It shows he has a 1.38 ERA, which a 1.39 ERA. But look at this, 5.71 expected ERA, not counting today. Those are going to match up pretty decently, but he had good strikeout numbers, good walk numbers coming into this. His fastball is getting absolutely obliterated. I'm going to guess, did we see, let's go back to, or I'll go back real quick on Baseball Savant. I just wanted to see if those homers were all fastballs that he gave up today, because his fastball had an almost 350 batting average against going into this start. And let's see, does it say pitch type? Pitch velocity? Oh, yeah, results. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. So I just got to find David Festa. All right, so David Festa, all of his pitches. Let's find those homers. Home run. Oh, yeah, that would be. You're so smart. No, is that not working? That's not working. In play. Really? Oh, it just has in play, ball, and strike. So that's the only problem. So I'd have to take my guesses off of what we saw. See. So the Jacob Wilson one, I think that was, no, that was an 87. It was Jacob Wilson, Tyler Soderstrom, and some other.
Soderstrom hit 2, Wilson hit 1, and Muncy hit 1.
Yeah, well, Soderstrom hit 1 off of here. I don't know. I'm going to guess they're fastballs.
Well, this says in play runs, and then
it doesn't show you if there was a home. But here you can look at this. How about we just play this game for 1 second? Let's look at all the fastballs and the exit velocity against 95. Or I guess that's the pitch velocity that he was throwing. He was actually pitching pretty decently, but either way.
Yeah, he wasn't though.
Fastball. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean like the 95 on fastball and stuff like that. But he got his fastball.
Good.
His fastball gets absolutely obliterated, and that's like a really big problem that obviously took face here. So your replacement probably is not coming out of Festa or even Zebby. He what?
He gave up 3 and Alcala gave up 1. So both pitchers in this game for the A's.
Yeah, Alcala gave up the other one to Soderstrom. But the problem is they also have Zebby, who's got a 5.21 ERA. His expected is 3.5, which is pretty encouraging. Higher strikeout percentage. I would side on Zebi over Festa right now, even though they're both pretty bad. But I think they're kind of streaming options more than
Will you
anything
take
else.
Noah Cameron over both of them? I would.
I think Noah Cameron's gone after today, but I think he's gone. I think Cole because they get the extra man today because it's a double header. Cole Reagans is back, and then I think Cameron's gone, isn't he? Bubic,
right.
Waka, Lugo, Reagans, and who's the fifth? I'm forgetting.
Yeah, because Lugo just came out.
Who's the fifth
Bubic,
starter?
Lorenzen.
Oh, Lorenzen. I'm forgetting Lorenzen. Yeah. So no, dude, he's gone. Cameron's
Yeah,
gone.
you're right. Damn.
So now you got to pick one.
Zebi or Festa? Give me Zebi.
It's like one of those things you were talking about where I'm like, but you have to pick one. You can't say
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
You have to pick one.
Yeah, and I'm learning. I'm not gonna sit there and piss and moan about it. I'm just gonna I'm gonna rip the band-aid off. Give me Zebi.
Yeah, you just rip the band-aid off. You just take the guy, and then we move on. It's just like, what can I say? I can't keep pressing you anymore if you give me the answer. So really bad. Pablo Lopez a drop. David Festa getting obliterated today doesn't feel quite as good. And in the most groundhog of groundhog injuries of all time, excuse me, Brandon Woodruff.
Oh, I was gonna say, is Mike Trout hurt again?
No, Brandon Woodruff is literally living in Groundhog's Day. It's just,
I mean,
put your little hand in mine. Burp.
And yesterday, what they had said was, okay, he got hit with a comebacker, but he's gonna be okay. And then now today, I wake up and they're like, yeah, they stopped his rehab assignment. He's gonna be, but they said the X-rays were negative, nothing broken.
But he got put on the IL. He got put back on the IL today because of this. He got hit by a 108 comebacker, which is brutal. Bam. He X-rays negative, great, but he is stunted again from his return. You're going to, let's just say you missed 2 weeks, then you got to revamp back up his rehab. He might set a career high in AAA starts or minor league starts this year. He's never coming up. Who would you rather have? Would you rather go and stash Woodruff right now or hold on to Zebi or Festa?
Give me Woodruff over those guys.
Is he ever going to play?
I mean, I don't know, but I think having a donut might be better than those guys right now, at least Festa. So, yeah, give me Woodruff.
I just don't know if he's ever going to play, and that's the big problem.
This was the X-rays came back negative. What are they going to wait for the swelling and bruising to go down? It was you got hit on the elbow. I get it, but wait for the bruising to go down, and then he'll be fine. So, what is he going to miss? 2 weeks? He'll be okay.
And then he's going to have another rehab start, and then the wind will push a bird into his face, and he'll have a laceration, and he'll miss like 2 weeks. And
Fabio is going to get hit in the face by a bird on a roller coaster. Is that what's going to happen?
Something like that.
You know what? He does seem to have that Snoopy cloud hanging over his head right now that just follows him everywhere.
And good for a bird too. The birds really need to get back at baseball players. Did you hear that there was another bird incident in a practice like a couple weeks ago? I want to say it was
damn seagulls that crap on everybody in San Francisco at the end of the game and then go take your fries.
Well, they're just trying to get something back for their little dove friends.
They do it every day.
Yeah. Another bird. Randy, the ultimate villain and culprit.
Birds had their chance. It's our turn now. Screw the birds.
Someone out there, birds aren't real. You ever seen a baby bird?
Pigeons are just government listening devices.
Oh my God, it makes me laugh. All right, some news and notes, and then we will get to what looks like going to be our player debates. It looks like we got people hanging out, but we don't have fantasy questions relying on.
Shoot some questions up there. We're saving them. You can ask them now. We'll get to them.
We got like a couple, but looks like we'll hit our player debates here. Just kind of burning through some of the big injury stuff or just the big things out there. Francisco Lindor out of the lineup. He's got a fractured right pinky toe. Would be me to a T, but mine's the left. My left pinky is the one that's destroyed.
Your left
absolutely
foot.
Destroyed. Yeah. It's just gone. It's just like
mine was bad. My right when I had that issue, but no, I don't wear sandals anymore. So
I shouldn't. I still do. I play with fire, but
I'm a wear steel-toed boots to bed. Like you should be wearing them at all times. I'm
very careful about my steps now, though. Very careful. But looks like he's going to be playing through it. There's who was the other person that just had a toe issue? Wasn't it Mookie? Mookie's also got some toe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're just playing through the toe thing. So good on them.
Loving it.
They're pulling a Welsh. they're pulling through and getting their work done, even regardless of toe issues.
Yep, sending all them
We
pics
call
to
that.
Rex.
Yuck. Hunter Green was placed on the IL with a groin strain. This is like he just came back and he's right back on the IL. So this is pretty brutal, especially to that Cy Young push. Maybe a decent time to go and throw some offers out. Yeah, just because like of multiple injuries that are looming over him.
Groin injury sucks because that could be, you know, that could be an ab pretty quick as well. But he looks so good when he's out there. So I'm with you. I think it's a good time to, like, you know, send a limping offer and see if you get any traction on it.
Alex Bregman said his injury recovery is going warp speed. I don't remember what the timeline was, though.
Ludicrous speed.
He also said that, like, they wanted to respect the injury and not push things, but he's saying like he's healing super well. Do you remember what the timeline was?
I remember that they said the last time he had this injury, he missed 47 games. So it's about 50 games. So it'd probably be to the All-Star break is what I'm assuming here. But if he's saying warp speed, what does that mean? Does that, like, I hate these comments because they don't tell you anything. It's warp speed. That's like saying, yeah, everything's good. You know, that's I don't know. I hate it. I don't like these indescriptive comments. Why are we even reporting them?
I'm looking here because they did say the last one was 2 months, but he was on the 23rd, so that's roughly 2 weeks ago. So, you know, I would guess like IL stint could technically end soon. Maybe it's cut in half. Maybe he's back in 2 weeks. Something like that is something to speculate on.
When are you going to come back? It is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is.
Maybe that's where he's at, but I don't know. It seems like it's pushing in the right direction for Breggies. Again, another guy who's injured that maybe you could put an offer out, get kind of cheaper. Really, at third base has been kind of weird too, because you got a lot of guys on the high end that are kind of back or performing well. Caminero is moving back up. Bregman at one point looked like a top 3 or 4 third baseman. He might be valued around like the 7th or 8th, which might not matter if somebody, you know, like they're just like, he still plays this well and I don't have any other options, but I don't know, maybe he's more gettable.
Our boy CK had a bet on him to lead the league in doubles, to lead the AL in doubles. And I think he was killing it. And it was like a nice plus 600 ticket or something before he got hurt. Brutal.
Dude, futures piss me off, man. Like, you know, I was just looking just yesterday. I was looking at my futures. I have like 3 like parlay futures, not singular future. Like one is dead, one is still alive with the crochet stuff. But I was looking and I have like, I think I said 3 season-long parlays, just fun ones. It's almost like doing an underdog, like season-long thing.
Right.
Killing it, except for one piece in every single one. One piece is killing each one of those. And it's like, one, I had Jared Jones. That one's completely dead. Another was my stupid ass Michael Tolia thing, ruining the other. And then I don't remember what the last one was. Maybe there's not a ruined piece.
The one that's still alive. Yeah.
Maybe it's still alive. And I think that one, yeah, it might have been, you know what it might have been though, is I think that one might have had Strider needing like 150 strikeouts, which actually is doable. I think still, but I think it was that. And then I had like Ellie to have like 150 hits. And I don't know if that's super I don't know where he's at in the hit market right now, but I'm not sure how doable that one is, but dumbass future. Are you looking? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm going to look up Ellie. Yeah. Futures are just tough because, you know, you're sitting on your money the whole year.
Well, one piece. He's got 62 hits right now. We're a little over a third of are we at the third?
It's like a hit a game.
Yeah, and he's been kind of underperforming. He's only hitting 257.
63 games, 62 hits, so I hit a game. So all he has to do is get to 150 games played.
Yeah, like what would that average be too that he needs to hit the rest of the way through? So I don't know. That maybe that one's still live.
He played 160 last year, so it's possible.
Especially if he has a nice second half. George Kirby left early on.
Hits last year also, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's why I bet the 150, like putting it down just a tiny bit. George Kirby left Tuesday after getting hit in the face by a line drive. Well, I was talking to Joe. A lot of guys getting smashed. The face, their arms. Like, guys are getting hit more than ever.
Yeah, I feel like we have seen it. You know, these guys are gonna have to start wearing those, you know, those crazy gigantic hats. Who was it that wore it? God. Somebody had
isn't it like, wasn't it
Looks like-
Crybaby?
looks like a cartoon. No, Wilmer Flores doesn't pitch.
Oh, it was the
It's
pitcher.
Crybaby.
It was like a reliever with like the Mets.
Yes.
I know
Was
who
it-
you're talking about. Who the
It was
hell-
someone that it happened to.
It looked
before.
like my
It does.
the big
Yeah.
hat.
I have the black one. Yeah.
Yeah, yours looks a little bit more like it.
Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna have to start wearing that or something.
Torres.
Yeah.
They're
Torres. That's what it was. Right.
Yeah, I wonder if it all has anything to do. We're not going to get into it here, but there's a whole thing that Eno put out about like the drag on the ball and how homers are at like an all-time low rate. The ball's dragging more, and this might be another one of those maybe manufactured things or something that they're doing with the baseball. And you wonder if maybe there's something in whatever it is, that construction or some change that's, I don't know, again, just causing guys to barrel it forward.
Cease just took one right off the back.
Are you serious?
Right off of his back. Yeah. Hit him like right in the kidney. He's just walking around shaking his head, all stiff. It's got his back all stiff.
See that? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's also the advent of barreling. Guys paying even more attention to optimizing barreling and just getting it there. Another thing with Eno, by the way, Eno just did. I'm actually going to put this up. This is credit to Eno, of course. This is on his Twitter, but this is a video he just did with Cease, or at least he posted 4 hours ago. So I'm assuming he did this, but this is about Cease, I think, talking about just about to break out.
All right, so we have my slider grip here. We kind of take it on the 2-seam, and I get pretty deep, wrap it around. I have basically the middle of my fingers is on the seam more than my fingertips. And basically I'm just throwing it like a fastball with arm speed. And it does get out of sync just like everything else, every once in a while. But usually if I get back to my cues of driving hard and throwing it aggressively, it usually comes back. So every once in a while I'll have to make bigger mechanical changes or think something else or try to find it, but once it's there, it's usually automatic.
What's a little bit unique about that grip is that it's not on their finger pads.
I've been told it's a grip that most people haven't tried, but for whatever reason it's worked for me.
Do you think more along your finger? Like, do you feel?
Well, I won't do all that and take Eno's entire interview. But the note was what I thought was interesting. He says, maybe he says it in here and I just missed it. I've been throwing as well as I've ever been between starts recently, and I'm about to get hot. If it's this start or next, but I'm about to get hot. And that was talking about the finger modeling that he's doing. But then he gets hit in the back.
Yeah. And he's doing warm-up pitches to see if he can still go, but he's not a bad start. 4 2/3 here. It's the bottom of the fifth. There's 2 out, 1 runner on that just hit him, obviously. 88 pitches.
21 whiffs in this game he just had, by the way. Man. Holy God. Fastball, 45% whiff rate. Slider, a 52% whiff rate. Holy God. It was fastball, slider, 21 whiffs. Talking about getting hit, I mean, he did get hot there. Unfortunately, just the runs. He didn't give up a ton of hard hit balls. Machado got to him on a homer, which, man, I was going to pick him for the home run contest today. It's tough to see.
Dom Smith, 2 hits against him, who just came up and replaced Lamont Wade. 2 from Chapman and 1 from Lee. He's got 3 walks as well.
Oh yeah, I'm stupid. I was looking at the Padres side. I'm like, we'll go to him. Jung-Hoo Lee had a double. Matt Chapman had a couple hits. Dom Smith had a couple hits, but the stuff looked like it was stuffing. So, interesting that Eno just had that conversation. Confidence is still really there with Dylan Cease. By opportunities, unless he's hurt with a baseball stuck in his back. Is he staying in?
Yeah, he's in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Excellent. An excellent job, A couple others. Ronnie Mauricio recalled by the Mets. Addison Barger was moved to 3rd in the Blue Jays lineup on Wednesday. We talked about it like a month ago, man. There's just something. Actually, did it on one of those live streams I was doing in May, hanging out with people, where we looked at Barger, and his just underlying stuff is absolutely ridiculous. But now you're going to put him like hitting right behind Vlad and Bichette? Give me that all day.
Good spot to be in. Yeah, hitting 266 with 6 homers. 19 RBIs, 16 runs in 40 games. I mean, pretty nice numbers for him so far. Not striking out at a high clip either. Like, he looks pretty good. Put him in the middle of that lineup in that spot is great. And hopefully he'll be there when Santander comes back and maybe he gets going too. But it's a great spot to be in. It's for Barger. It's a lot of why we liked Paredes, going into the year, like hitting high in that lineup between, what was supposed to be good with Jordan and Altuve. No one's really been hot in the Astros lineup, but it's the same deal. Like wedge him in there between a couple really good players. Great spot to be.
Absolutely. Other little news and notes here. Marcell Ozuna is playing with a hip tear. Not good. Luckily, he DHs, but he's been kind of working through that, playing through that. You had some concerns when we were kind of constructing some player debates to maybe put him in here because of that injury. I think that's valid. I think it's valid to be worried that maybe this carries the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I just traded for him too in the OG league. I traded for him and Matt Chapman, but yeah, I mean, it just sucks, and it's one of those things where it doesn't really seem to be bothering him now, but it's obvious. It obviously is. It's not showing up in his performance, but it's something he's going to have fixed after the season. So, if the Braves don't make the playoffs down at the last stretch where you really need him in a head-to-head league, that could be really bad. I think in a roto, it's fine. It's really not that big a deal. And if he doesn't make it to the end of the year, you cast him away at that point. But in a head-to-head league, it's a little more worrisome, and that's where I have him. So,
Carlos Correa was scratched with back tightness on Wednesday. Looks like he needs a massage, Boggs. Might need a massage.
No, don't want to give him a massage. Probably break a rib. So
I want to go see a masseuse. He knows a few. Kerry Carpenter, aka Kerry Bonds, hit 3 homers on Monday, but then was scratched with hamstring tightness. Kerry Carpenter is like becoming one of my favorite players. I love this dude. He just destroys right-handers, and he's just such a monster out there.
How good is that team, by the way? The Tigers have been so good.
Sneaky good. But is it sustainable? Joe and I, we've done a couple betting pro shows. We're doing like one a month where we look at futures, and he was just a super not believer. I kind of think there's a reason to not believe sustainability with the Tigers, but it also feels like it's one of those teams that's just like, give me a trade or two, and they're like remember the Royals from some years back, the Alex Gordon, Moustakas. It wasn't like the biggest superstars, but it was all the great pieces. You need another piece or two, but like Baez is playing well. Riley Green is back. Kerry Carpenter's rolling. The pitching staff between Flaherty and Skubal, especially Skubal, like I still think they need a piece or two. So I don't know if they can keep it, but they're don't they have like the best record in major leagues?
Yeah, I mean, Skubal has been great. Will Vest has been good as their closer as well. Flaherty's been really good. I guess you're right. It's just like, does the pitching staff hold up here, right? That is what has been carrying them.
Well, even the hitting, like Baez, Baez is hit over his head.
But the hitting is like, you just added Parker Meadows back too. Like it's just going to get better. True. It feels like Riley Green didn't start out the year very hot. Now he's been good. Torque started hot. He's been bad. So like they're not even clicking on every cylinder yet, and they're this good. So I don't know. I think the Tigers could be pretty dangerous this year.
I could see the Tigers if Sandy kind of got it together a little bit, maybe they go and try to get a Sandy to put like a third big pitcher in there. And then maybe you just try to go get like one veteran. I mean, I say Arenado, he's probably won't play there, but someone like that, like a leader defender who can hit a little bit that maybe goes over and plays third base or something. Like give me those two people. Well, also I guess you look at bullpen. That's maybe why like another fit, like with the Cardinals and Helsley, they're making it work right now. But I still think they need quite a bit more for the sustainability. But Kerry Carpenter is one of the big reasons for it. Other stuff, Tyler O'Neill starting a rehab assignment this week, should be back soon. Jorge Soler was removed with groin tightness. That was today or yesterday. Jason Dominguez has been out with swelling in his thumb. Keep an eye on that. Lamont Wade was designated for assignment. Dominic Smith was signed. I didn't even realize this. They interviewed Buster Posey. I didn't realize Buster played with Lamont Wade and then had to cut him. Can you imagine?
That's weird, dude. That's
weird.
That stinks. But it was like Buster Posey was like, we're going to make moves and we're going to get better. And the first thing he did was cut Lamont Wade. So, and they brought in Dom Smith, who had 2 hits today. So, and they're up by a run. Robbie Ray, Robbie Ray got his first loss like last week. He's been nuts. So good as well. So, yeah, Giants are a pretty good squad right now, unfortunately.
Yuri Perez is going to be back early next week, so thank you very much. Yuri Perez is coming back. Shane
How
McClanahan,
high,
actually,
real quick, how high for Yuri on your rest of the season ranks did you put him?
I think I put him into the like low 40s, early 30s, somewhere in there. I think I'm worried about how long he can go into games. I'm worried about run support. I mean, I think in general, like if maybe if he pulls it together, who the hell is doing it this year? Like how Skeens is, Skeens is like having these dominant pitching performances, but he can't pick up a win anywhere. Maybe Yuri gets into that spot, but I'm also worried they're going to pull him a little bit early. So I just don't know what version, but I do think like he needs to be ranked very high. I got him higher than Gallen.
Yeah, I mean, I think 40 is pretty aggressive. So yeah, I think that's a good spot. I was just curious to see where you had him because he hasn't pitched since TJ. So
Shane McClanahan will be another one of those. We actually might see him. The talk is he'll return in July or early August. So way back, but he could be coming back soon. Cole Reagan's back today. Mark Vientos placed on the IO with a hamstring strain. That's why Rodney Mauricio is up. Bryce, I think you saw this wrong. Bryce Eldridge got called up to AAA.
My bad.
Yeah. So he got moved up to AAA. Blade is back up with the A's. Max Meyer on the IL with a hip impingement. He has been horrible. Luke Weaver placed on the IL with a hamstring strain. It is Devin Williams, as mentioned. And we had multiple other activations. Nick Gonzalez, Cowser, Encarnacion, and Chase Dolan are all back. So lots of injury stuff out there. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we will do a few player debates. We got a few questions, and we will do it right here on a live edition of In This League.
The In This League Podcast Network.
All right, not enough of our boys hanging with us, but we did have a couple things here. CK asked, are we adding Craig Kimbrell in here? What do you think, Boggies?
No, look, I think Raisel Iglesias sucks, and I know the Braves are calling back up Craig Kimbrell, but I'm not adding him. Do you think he's going to get save opportunities?
I think there's a chance he might get some. I don't know if I'm going crazy about it.
Is worthless.
Okay, how about this?
He has been awful.
Who has the next? I'm not saying the next opportunity, but who gets a save next? Craig Kimbrell or Raisel Iglesias?
Raisel Iglesias.
He's been so bad, and he's
been a
historically bad game.
You're not wrong. I'm not arguing that. Craig Kimbrell is washed. Dylan Lee looked good. Why not give Dylan Lee a chance? They put Daniel De Los Santos in every scenario that they possibly can. Why not give him a shot, right? Like, give anybody else a shot besides Craig Kimbrell. I don't know what you do. Like, he's not good enough to be middle relief the whole year, and you're going to put him right into the closer's role? No way.
Maybe.
I mean, I just think.
I mean, he's like a vet. He's like a Hall
I
of Fame?
understand
Hall of
that,
Fame
but
closer,
he
so.
sucks. He has not been good in years. So I don't know what has changed.
What are his minor league numbers right now? I'm going to take a little looky here to see Craig Kimbrell, what he's done in the minors and how gross has it been. It's been good. He had 18 games he's pitched, 18 innings, 23 strikeouts, sub-1 whip, 2 ERA. Been very good in the minor league so far this year. Yeah, I think legitimately he's going to get an opportunity. Raisel Iglesias is a pile of dead weight.
Craig Kimbrell had 23 saves last year. So it's not, but his ERA was also up over 5. Like, I'm not saying that it's completely impossible. I just think he's done. And there's no way I'm wasting fab on Craig Kimbrell. So, I don't need saves that bad. Maybe you do. I understand it, but I am not rostering Craig Kimbrell, and I'll just be willing to be wrong about him.
Maybe in a deeper league, like if I'm not cutting like Will Vest to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a nothing burger, maybe you just have some like speculative-y guy that you're like, maybe this guy will get some saves, and they just never do. Like, I would make that move. It seems like today everything lined up. Raisel Iglesias absolutely blew I would say a critical game and a historic loss while he's been so bad as of recent. So
yeah, I mean, it's been,
think there's a possibility.
I feel like every time I turn on the TV and Raisel Iglesias is on the screen, he blows a save. Like, legit. Every single time I've seen him, he has been blowing it. A run this game. Let's see. no runs against Boston, a run against Philly, a run against the Padres, no runs against Washington, then a run against he's been giving up runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. He's given up runs in his last 10 games. 7 of them he's given up runs.
Now do Raisel Iglesias.
That was Raisel.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I thought you were going Kimbrel for a second. So
no.
That was
Raisel.
He's so bad.
Every time I see him, he's giving up runs. And so Kimbrel, like I said, they could easily just put him back in this role. I think it's idiotic. Go ahead and do it. That's fine. But I mean, there's got to be somebody else on this team.
There's not.
What is De Los Santos ERA?
Minter's out for the year. Van Rod, by the way, said never trust Kimbrel.
Pierce Johnson is a 3.32. De Los Santos has a 3.16. Daysball Herrera is a 2.22.
He fine.
I mean, Scott Blewett wasn't bad before. Dylan Lee's ERA is 2.39. Like, he has 26 in the third innings pitched. Put that guy in the role.
Maybe you give him the save opportunity. Kimbrel's kind of looming around. I'm just saying it's not ridiculous to think that he gets an opportunity for the pickup. So just putting that out there. So thank you, CK, for the fodder. Jake had said, just wanted to share a trade I pulled off and has paid huge dividends this week. Traded Perdomo and Polanco for Ketel right before he came off the IL. That is optimizing. Now, Perdomo has been still pretty damn good, and I'm actually not ashamed of my Perdomo takes from like a month ago when I was like, hey, listen, we could still hold, but Polanco has come way down to earth. And frankly, none of that justification matters. You got Ketel. You know, when I did that whole, like, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I did that whole Hall of Fame thing with Ketel.
Yeah.
Could he be? And I was taking a look, and it's like he had so many years that were just kind of nothing burgers. But I just want to point this out. Let's just say he has 3 or 4 more years at the rate that he's hitting homers right now and the rate that he's hitting for contact. He actually legitimately could get over 300 homers. Now, I'm not saying that's enough, but if the guy has like a
borderline
career 300 type of guy, he's had some MVP votes, all-star games, got to a World Series, he gets over 300. Is that much different than like Harold Baines? You know, Harold Baines for 320 homers and something like that. I mean, maybe it's probably still not enough or anything like that, but that's just 4 more years. And then he'd be like 35, I think, ish. And then let's say he plays like, 3 or 4 more years after that. If he gets to 350, maybe he is at the rate that he's going. But maybe I'm just optimistic because I love him.
2-time All-Star, 1-time Silver Slugger, NLCS MVP. Like, he needs to make the All-Star game every single one of those years.
He needs like 5 more All-Star games. Yeah. And he
probably needs an MVP.
What are his what are his career stats? Do you have them up right now? Is he like
yeah, I do.
190 on the homers? Because he was at 180 something when I looked.
153 homers. So
that's it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, never mind. Screw that. I thought he was at like 180 before this, and
153 before. Yeah, that's with yesterday.
Nah, he sucks. You should have kept Perdomo. Not a Hall of Famer.
Only 63 swipes too. Which is surprising. Where's his what's his career batting average? 281. Not bad.
Not bad. Yeah. 300. Yeah, never mind.
I mean, he's a Ring of Honor guy.
He's a great Ring of Honor. He goes up with Gonzo and Jackie Robinson and Randy Johnson.
Yeah, Goldie's going to be in there too.
Yeah. David DeLucci.
If David DeLucci was going to be in there, he'd be in there.
My favorite obscure Diamondback of all time is Luis Torrero. I always think about him.
Luis Torrero?
You remember Luis Torrero?
It's got to be Connor Jackson for you.
No, Connor was like, he was a known player. I absolutely loved him. But Luis Torrero was like I thought he was going to be Vlad because he wore number 27. He had this I'm looking at him right now. He had this very like Vlad like approach, very aggressive, could get to pitches. You want to guess his minor league numbers? He actually might be a minor league Hall of Famer, Boggs. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm going to show it. This is great. Most of you probably don't even know who Luis Torrero is. Look at this. Career,
I feel like I don't remember Luis Torrero that much.
192 homers, 239 stolen bases with a career 304 batting average in the minors.
Yeah. I mean, that's not even close to a minor league Hall of Famer, I doubt, but
that's a pretty great minor league career.
Great minor league career. Luis Torrero. Man, I don't really remember him. What year was he up?
Why isn't it showing any major league stuff? Is this all minor league stuff? Oh yeah, because it's all minor league stats. Let's see, majors. I want to say it was like 2012 or something. No, 2003, 2004, 2005. Yeah, he wasn't a good player, but like there was something about him that I was like, he's going to be amazing. And then he went to Baltimore and Chicago, and then he just he played in the Mexican League for like 10 more years.
How about Geraldo Perdomo? Come on. He's a little more.
I'm talking obscure players.
Yeah, he won some Gold Gloves. How about Yamil Benitez? You remember him?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we just play the remember game. That's what we'll do the rest of the show. We had no questions. We're gonna just play the remember game. Let's actually. Oh, there was one more. Sorry, someone did this on Patreon. Let me pull it up here, and then we'll do some player debates. John S asks, India, Simeon, are they back? Thank you, boys. Yeah, Jonathan India hit a homer today. So let's start with India. Are you back with Jonathan India? He is hitting 249. That was his second homer of the season. Expected numbers are higher, still walking, not striking out, but he has been pretty poorish this year. But he hit 266 in May, 385 so far in June after hitting only 186 in April. Are you back on Jonathan India?
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you this. Who would you rather have, Jonathan India or Jorge Polanco?
Oh,
India. 130 last month. He hits 111 this month. I think I'd rather have India as well. So, yeah, I mean, that's the ultimate, like, take out of that group, you take the hot guy. Simeon, I feel like all it took for Simeon to come back is for me to get off the train. I was like,
but I'm is done. He okay?
I'm done waiting for Marcus Simeon. Look, he may not be back at all. He
hit 198 in April. He hit 207 in May.
He's back.
He has 8 at bats in June where he's hitting 375, which he has 3 hits in June. So he just hit under 210 every month of the season so far until now. He is barely hitting 200. Who would you rather have, India or Simeon?
I mean, with all of these guys being so bad, just give me the upside of Simeon. I don't care. They're all bad. I mean, they all haven't been good. I know India looks right. So if you want to say India, great, take him. I don't want anything with Polanco. Simeon has not looked good, but I just know that the ceiling is higher. So I don't know. Like, it depends. Honestly, it depends on where I am in the standings. Am I second? Then it's Marcus Simeon. If I'm 11th, then it's India. India's hitting.
So that is a good point. I'm out of the stage right now where I'm just like upside. Like, I'm thinking about the guy for the future. We're 2 months in. I don't got time for this. Ain't nobody got time for this. So that's why I don't have time for Simeon right now. India, if that Royals lineup is going to start clicking and get going. Wait, what the hell did he do today? Let me go. He had 2 games today. He had that homer. Yeah, I want to see what else he did.
Well, but the other game hasn't played yet. Just the one.
If that offense, I want to see like how many hits he had in that game. If that offense starts clicking, a higher batting average is in his future. He led off. He was 2 for 4 in this game. Homer, 2 RBIs, 2 of his of the contact. I'm assuming the 2 hits were both hard hit balls. I just think you give him in that spot here. I'm down for India because Simeon's not doing nothing for nobody. Yeah. Nothing for nobody. So,
by the way, let's see. After the game, in addition to bringing up Craig Kimbrell, Braves are going to put right-hander Daysbel Hernandez on the IL, and they DFA'd Scott Blewett and recalled Dylan Dodd. So, you give up so many runs in the ninth. A lot of moves are being made after that.
Are you ready for some bad news? It's not Corbin Burns, but it's another pitcher bad news. Shane Bieber will not be making his start on Friday with AA Akron. He came out of his Tuesday bullpen. Mind you, he pitched on Saturday here in Arizona. He came out of his Tuesday bullpen with soreness. He is meeting with Guardians doctors and will consult with Dr. Meister, not the doctor we all hate, as next steps are mapped out. So coming out of a bullpen with soreness, no bueno.
Yeah, sore after your bullpen, go see Dr. Mister.
Yeah, Mister. Going to see any doctor is not good. I mean, specifically the Tommy John.
I think I killed her.
Andrews, right? Yeah, the Mister guy. They just dropped that it's coming out in like a month, right?
Yeah.
And I'm worried it's gonna be bad.
Yeah. I mean, there's
I think
always that worry, of course. But
2 reasons. I think they're gonna go too hard into nostalgia because they've already in the previews they showed we're talking about Happy Gilmore too, by the way. They showed the bolt in the guy's head and he lost a bunch of weight. They are bringing back Ben Stiller they're bringing back all the
Travis
old.
Kelce is going to be a waiter in it.
Okay, but you just jumped ahead to my next thing. Is first off, they're going to bring way too much nostalgia back. The second thing, Adam Sandler is going way too far into his nonsense relationship stuff. Travis Kelce, Eminem is going to be some stupid character. They've got the wrestler MJK or MJF or whatever is going to be his son. I hate the Dan Kelly. Machine. I don't know what his name. He's like the big popular AEW wrestler. He's going to be his son in the movie. I don't want Dan Patrick in movies. I don't need Dan Patrick doing that. I don't need him as a cop. I don't need Travis Kelce as a way. I don't want any of that. Adam Sandler's just having fun and stuff like that. It's going to not be good. And I'm already prepared for it. And not good in like, this is cute and fun nostalgia way. I'm like, this is going to be
give it a chance before you take a steaming dump on it.
I'm going to watch it. It's an all-time movie. It's one of the best movies of all time, but it's going to go too hard into that stuff. And we're all going to kind of hate it. I feel very confident.
I hope you're so wrong. I hope it's the best movie ever.
That's it. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF.
Oh,
you ever seen him? He's a guy, he just like trashes everybody at all times. He's committed to the bit. Like if you see him in public, he'll just like make fun of you. He's kind of like a Chris Jericho type.
Yeah. World needs more Chris Jerichos. That's what I say.
I want it to be great. I'm not trying to be a hater, but just when I see it's like
already sound like a hater.
They got
see it first, then dump on
Bad Bunny is going to be his caddy, and like, come on,
it's kind of funny though.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Why is it funny?
He was funny on SNL. He barely speaks English. It's hilarious.
I don't maybe, but it's also like, can they go back to old joke? I don't know. We'll see. They had the bit. The preview.
Worse? Hold on. What's worse? Bad Bunny being his caddy or his best friend? His best friend was
funny.
Hilarious. The homeless guy.
Make Nick Schwartz.
That was Grandma's boy.
I know, Grandma's boy. Or make Nick Schwartz in hit. Give me the good ones. Don't give me Shaq in every role as a cop. He put Shaq in the I don't need that. Shaq is a cop in the movie with like where they're all old friends, whatever. It's fun, not funny people, but grown-ups, or whatever the hell it's called. I don't need that. I don't want any of that stuff. I'm totally being elitist here, but I'm just very worried about it. I respect the history of Happy Gilmore is what I'm saying here.
You're a straight up hater. You're a hate. This is play a hater's ball. You're Silky Johnson right now. What is your problem?
You're gonna ruin Happy Gilmore, the classic art piece of Happy Gilmore. They got
classic art piece. Yeah.
They did the whatever his name was. The son.
You see the alligator just died, by the way?
No. Oh, did it?
That it was 80 years old. It was they did that from heaven. Everybody's waving Chubbs and the alligator and Abraham Lincoln. Now they're all together because the alligator just died at 80.
But then they're putting like Chubbs' son in it, and he has a wooden hand. Like it's just.
Watch it and then take a dump on it.
Let's do some player debates. All right, let's do some player debates here. I got some that will start with you. We'll jump to me. Let's start with a hitter one.
First player debate.
You guys,
Happy Gilmore versus Waterboy.
Oh, Happy Gilmore. Definitely Happy Gilmore.
I mean, I would probably say Happy Gilmore, but definitely not definitely.
Is anything better than Happy Gilmore? The Billy Madison. Billy Madison was great, but I don't think it's over Happy Gilmore.
Ooh, I might
Happy Gilmore 1, Billy Madison 2.
He called the S poop. Come on. It's such a good line.
Those two, and then it's another tier. Fantasy Pros ranks tier 1, regardless
shampoo
of half
is
PPR.
better. I go on there first and clean it. No conditioner is better.
Waterboy is probably like at the top of the next tier.
By the way, this is the most argumentative we will be in a player debate today. Is probably on all of these movies. I put Billy Madison over everybody, over all of them, but they all are amazing.
I'm like
Well, I
watching.
mean, what was the bad one? Like even the stupid one. What was the one that he did? The one with the fizzy bubby, where he was the hairstylist. The Israeli hairstylist.
Dr.
Spy man.
Zohan.
Yeah, don't mess. I was stupid, but it
That
was still pretty funny.
Little Nicky. That one was okay.
Little
But
Nicky was
you
so
want to know where it
funny.
got bad though? Where it was the Jack and Jill one. Remember with like it ruined.
I thought that was Jim
De Niro-
Carrey.
No, where it's like, dude, it's the one. It's Pacino's in it. It ruined Pacino's like career. He
Ooh,
talked.
I don't
about
think I've seen it.
Adam Sandler. Let me see, Pacino. I don't remember what the movie. Jack and Jill. Yeah, it's called Jack and Jill from 2001. It's one of the worst rated movies out there. Katie Holmes is in it too, probably playing his totally normal wife that he would get. And then Al Pacino's in it. And
Right.
it's the one where Adam Sandler plays both the boy and the girl in Jack and Jill.
Oh, I don't think I ever saw it.
Yeah, well, good. You saved yourself. All right, let's get to player debates. We're
All
losing people here. All right, first one up. Lawrence Butler. We've talked a decent amount about Lawrence Butler, especially in the preseason. We've done it on leading off. Lawrence Butler has had a definite down year comparatively, but he's still hitting 265, 9 homers, 10 stolen bases. Profile's okay, though. Some of the profile has some down ticking stuff. He's striking out more. He is barreling and stuff. And we're going to verse him up. And I actually had a different Tiger in there, but I decided to change it from Kerry Bonds to Riley Green, who's hitting 283, 13 homers. Profile looks phenomenal. And there's a lot of supporting data in here, but no stolen bases. Who would you rather rest of season player debate, Lawrence Butler or Riley Green?
Man, this one is tough. I think it's Lawrence Butler, just the 5 tools, honestly, between him and Riley Green, because Riley Green is awesome. What is he going to do that is so much better than Lawrence Butler in any of these numbers? Like, is he going to score way more runs? No, maybe homers. That's it, though.
RBI.
RBI, yeah, okay. But I mean, I think Lawrence Butler's going to have way more stolen bases. I think the average is going to be better for him as well.
Green has a better batting average currently.
I understand that, but I think Butler's is going to be better at the end of the season. He's hitting 333. Riley Green is hitting 500 this month. I understand. I think they're both good. I want them both on my roster. I just think Lawrence Butler's a little more complete. I think Riley Green's floor is higher. So that's kind of your debate on what do you want? It's between, is it you want the upside of Butler covering everything, or do you want the floor of Riley Green with the homers and the RBI? I just think you can get homer and RBI in most places. I think Butler's going to lead in stolen bases, runs, which are harder to come by, and average. I think it's a coin flip. So give me Butler in this one.
I was sold on saying, and I think I'm going to stick with it, but I want to say Lawrence Butler, and I was kind of sold on sticking with Lawrence Butler. But I will tell you this: looking more at Riley Green's offensive profile of across the board really has some crazy sustainability. And this is a big one that I just stumbled on. So Lawrence Butler currently is hitting 326 against fastballs. Breaking pitches and off speed, I'm not going to try to break it down into individual pitches. These are just pitch types. He's hitting under 200, and the expected batting average stinks. Riley Green has put himself in a spot, which he's never done before, where he's hitting 260 or higher against all pitch types, and the expected numbers are 260 or higher on 2 of the 3. The one lower is actually fastballs. So I'm getting at is like he is hitting the ball consistently and across all different pitch types better than he's ever done. He's pulling the ball more than he's ever done before, and he's putting up like monstrous hard hit and barrel numbers. So like that's actually pretty wild, but he is striking out worse than he's done in the past. Lawrence Butler, maybe the floor of the offensive profile looks a little bit lower because like the batting average, the expected batting average is lower, the actual batting average is lower, but the stolen bases are hot. And also like you got the summer months coming up of Sacramento. So I'm kind of encouraged that he can still pick that up. I think it's a really good one. So we're going to sweep with Lawrence Butler, but I don't think it's like a runaway. And I'd be curious what you guys have to say.
Not at all. Like I said, I want both of them on my team because Riley Green has been so hot recently, but I think in the long run, I'm going to want Butler.
All right. This is one that you put together. So this, and we actually were talking about the second one, and I think this turned into like a really fun one. You wanted to do one with Andy Pajes. And frankly, Pajes kind of comes up in every chat we do daily on leading off, because he's hitting 290 with 12 homers and 6 stolen bases for the Dodgers. Holy God, there was a time where we were concerned, would he have the playing time? Because Conforto and everything. He has locked himself up, and 2 months into the season has been pretty damn good. He has dropped his K percentage to under 20. He's getting the ball in the air. He's actually barreling and hitting the ball less hard, but like Riley Green, he's finding consistency against all pitch types. So letting the ball travel a little bit more, making more contact in general. He has upped his contact percentage from 80 to 88%. So we're putting Andy Pajes up against an underperformer that people are curious about in Adolis Garcia, who is hitting only 212, but 7 homers, 5 stolen bases. He's still put up counting stats while having a really rough go. His expected numbers, they are higher. He's actually striking out less. His profile is as sustainable as it's ever been from a barrel, hard hit, average EV. He's getting the ball in the air more. It kind of reads like it's just a matter of time before he starts to click, if we're being honest, and he's lower BABIP. So rest of season, do you want the underperformed Adolis Garcia or maybe a theoretical overperformed Andy Pajes?
Yeah, I mean, I do like the fact that Adolis looks like he's about to come around, but I just don't know if I'm believing it. And this whole Rangers lineup has been rough this year. I mean, Seager's been good, but he's been hurt. Simeon's obviously been up and down. It's like Wyatt Langford is the only one that's been consistent. Josh Smith just broke out of a slump last night. Where does Adolis pull out of this? And just even looking at last year, right? Looking at his 2024 splits, he was really good in April. He hit 292. After that, there wasn't another month where he hit over 265. And in fact, he hit 265 in August, 242 in September, and then he was under 200 in May, June, July. So it's just, I think the deeper we get into Adolis's career, the more wonky these numbers are. And, you know, the worse he looks at the plate. Man, the Dodgers are so deep. It's hard to say Pajes, but Pajes is playing so well. There's no way anyone's pushing him off of playing time right now. So I think right now I'd have to say Pajes, which is not something I would think that I'd be saying at all coming into this year.
I think I have to agree with you on this one. I do think there's some stuff that shows that Adolis might break out of this. You know, only like 2 games in June, he's starting to hit a tiny bit, blah, blah, blah. The profile, like I said, you know, he's hitting the ball hard, he's barreling, he's getting the ball in the air, like all of those things. Like he's going to step into himself. But what does he look like? Again, it's kind of like the Marcus Semien thing. What does that look like at the end of the day? Okay, cool. He hits 280 this month, and then maybe hits 260 next month. Then he's back down to 200. He's super streaky. I think the strikeout problem is going to come back. He doesn't make enough contact right now to be like a juice versus the juice versus the squeeze, juice versus the squeeze, right? Why does that not sound right?
Because
the juice worth the squeeze.
Is the juice worth the squeeze? You need to watch Girl Next Door again.
Yeah, there you go. That's but with Pajes, the consistency of, I'm looking at his pitch types against. The top 5 pitch types he sees are fastballs, sliders, sinkers, changeups, and sweepers. That accounts for roughly 83% of pitches seen. Not only does he have a batting average that is 240 or higher, and 4 of the 5 are 278 or higher against. That is the batting average against those pitch types. The expected batting average on those 5 is 245 or higher on every single pitch, with 3 of the 5 being 282 or higher. So again, what that is saying is 87% of pitches that he sees, he is hitting consistently, and he's also hitting them pretty damn hard. 42% hard hit rate against changeups, 57% sinker, 37.9 against fastball. I mean, he's hitting them hard. He's getting batting average. He's making tons more contact. Andy Pajes looks like the real deal is where I'm going with it, Boggs. So we are going to sweep it. Let's see if we can sweep this one. Moving over to a pitcher one. Carlos Rodon has been the talk of the freaking town because, Jesus, he keeps going with it. I love this one because we were batting around a couple names, and we decided to throw a big name in it. So The big names: Carlos Rodon, 2.49 ERA, 98 strikeouts, sub 1 WHIP so far this year, 31.5% K percentage, 8% walk rate, expected ERA kind of just supports it. He looks great against Spencer Strider, who has not really been great since he's returned. He's got a 5 ERA, a 6 expected ERA, and maybe most worrisome, and I talked about this on leading off, the stuff plus numbers are down. He is normally an above, like, I think it was like, I'm not looking at it this second, but 107 stuff plus last year. Fastball and slider are usually like 107 to 110 or higher. His slider was down a little bit. Slider's actually usually 120 plus on the stuff plus, and location is over 100 as well. He is below average stuff plus and location plus right now. And this is coming off of the injury. And Eno had also cited that you can see not just like velo dips, but there's a drag in the value as far as the stuff that he's throwing out there. He doesn't look quite right, but he's still Spencer Strider, and maybe he turns it around. So Carlos Rodon, my God, can you trust him versus Spencer Strider, who we know can be a top 5 pitcher when good? So which side do you take rest of season starting today?
I don't think it's really tough. I think it's Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon has looked amazing. He's not coming off a major injury like Strider is. He hasn't already been on the IL with an ankle issue like Strider has, right? And he looks amazing. I have always gotten Carlos Rodon incorrect. Every single time I pick against him or for him, I am incorrect. So take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, because it feels like the winds change as soon as I hate on or love Carlos Rodon every single time. But this season is too amazing right now for me to come off the Carlos Rodon bandwagon. I'm on the bandwagon. This is the last guy that could get me on a bandwagon, and he did. So he's been outstanding. I thought lefty in Yankee Stadium, I don't think this is going to work. It's worked. It looks amazing. It's easy for me. It's Carlos Rodon.
You know, yeah, Van Rod says Rodon for sure. I think I might pivot for the fun of it here. It is really hard to go against Rodon, though. I'm supremely impressed with what he's doing. The K numbers are back. I remember doing this like dance with him last year, where it's like he has the stuff. It just needs to get back right. The pitch mix needs to look good again, and it wasn't. This year, he's thrown his changeup more, which is getting more Ks. He's actually lost velo on his fastball, but I guess I would need to look at location plus numbers.
This is the best whip of his career.
Yeah,
0.93. I mean, the
by the way,
BABIP
his
is
walk percentage is higher than it
low.
was last year, though. It's funny enough.
And the BABIP is insanely low. So there's definitely regression coming for Carlos Rodon. I think anyone who's watched him pitch knows that. Like, it's coming. But the Sierra is still hovering right around 3. That is insanely low. So, yeah, I think I'm just sticking with Rodon here.
So the reason I'm going to go to Strider is I just don't
be a
think it's
contrarian because you hate my guts.
Maybe a little, a little contrarian, just so we don't agree on every single thing here as well. But there is something to like, it's 19 innings on Strider this year. I do think we need to pay attention to the stuff plus numbers, but also when you live in a world of sample sizes and stuff like that, going too far into like, hey, it's subpar stuff plus numbers that, Strider doesn't look like he's got. I mean, his velo is down, like no doubt about it. It's getting hit super, super hard as his slider is getting hit hard.
I don't care about any of those numbers that Strider has through 4 starts, right? Like it's 4 starts coming off TJ surgery. So like, yes, I understand that maybe everything doesn't look the best and he's going to still be amazing down the stretch. To me, it has nothing to do with what Strider is doing. It's all about how good Carlos Rodon is. That is what it is for me.
I got you. And so finishing up on this, I think there's something to pay attention. It is interesting. He has the lowest arm angle of his career, which I wonder if that's hiding or bracing for that injury that he's had, or it's a mechanical change that needs to be had. Usually it's around a 46-degree angle. It's at 41, and it's never had more than a 3-degree change, and it's a 5-degree change. What that's leading to is a little bit less of a zone percentage and then a higher zone contact rate. So if you're throwing less stuff in the zone, when it gets in the zone, they're swinging more and they're getting at it. He has lost velo on the fastball and slider, but I just also wonder if it's not enough innings to go through. I think he's too talented of a pitcher to read too far into those numbers. I think you definitely can say Rodon and not be right, and you should be concerned about Strider, but I have not come to terms with if I'm a hard sell or a hard buy on Strider right now because of the sample size. But you do need to make a decision now, because if he's good in his next start, that could change and there's no longer buy. If he's bad in the next one, holy crap, everybody's worried. The last thing I would say, I would point, not that you need a bunch of them, but it has not been an easy go of matchups. He's faced the Blue Jays, the Nationals, the Phillies, and the Braves. The first start against Toronto, he was pretty decent. Washington is much better than been given credit for. He gave up 4 there. He struck out 7 on the Phillies, had a walk problem, and then he got beat up by the Braves. It's not exactly an easy run here, so I'm not 100% willing to just bail out of that. All right, last one. Last on the player debates. This is maybe a little bit more of a palatable one on the smaller name scale. Drew Rasmussen has quietly, or I don't know, maybe not so quietly, been pretty freaking awesome. 2.14 ERA over 12 starts so far this year, sub 1 whip. His Ks are down, but his ERA is down. The quality of contact is down against him. And I think he has given up on the season. There's only 2 starts that he's given up over 3 earned runs. And he has 7 starts with 0 earned runs so far this year. He has been phenomenal, also coming off of an injury. And kind of
starting pitcher on Yahoo's player rank, by the way.
Wow, really? So he's been nuts versus someone who has been crazy good as a recent and is a little bit biased, Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly has a 3.43 ERA over 13 starts, also has a sub 1 whip. Coming off the month of May, he had a 3.22 ERA, 6 walks to 39 strikeouts in May. He was phenomenal. And then right up here, he drops against the Braves, 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. I mean, he has been pretty damn good outside of April. I mean, April was a really bad month. Otherwise, he's been kind of lights out, carrying the
And really,
Diamondbacks.
it wasn't even April. It was the one really bad start against the Yankees.
So which one? Drew Rasmussen, Merrill Kelly, rest of season. Which one do you want to bank on?
Honestly, like this one out of all of them is probably the most coin flippish to me. I think there's regression coming for both of these guys. But how much regression? Because the Sierra for Merrill is 350. It's 332 for Drew Rasmussen. They're both not walking a ton. The BABIP is career low for both of them. It's 225 for Rasmussen, whereas his career is 268. Merrill Kelly's BABIP 238. His career is 279. And this is the reason Merrill Kelly has performed so well is because CK had me on the Fantasy 6-pack. They asked me about Merrill Kelly because they know I love him. And I said, I love Merrill Kelly, but he had like just left 2 starts in a row with cramping stuff. And this is like 2 starts after that Yankee start. I was like, he's a streamer. And obviously he's a top 20 pitcher right now, according to Yahoo. I think 66 overall. And Rasmussen's 30 overall and top 12 starting pitchers. So they're both pitching very well. I think that I'm just going to say Merrill. It's a coin flip. Merrill seems to figure out this cramping thing. He's going deeper into games. He's striking out more. He just
all the pickles.
He was just so good against the Braves. And the Braves put up a ton of runs today. So I think as long as Merrill Kelly is hydrated, he's been one of the better pitchers in baseball this year. So
Torey Lovella said
go ahead.
All the fans were sending pickles. They just kept sending pickles. I mean, I can't imagine mailed pickles, by the way, but he was just getting sent pickles like crazy. And you know what? Everyone knows my absolute disdain for pickles, so much so that they pay money to see me get punished. But I will say that one Dekar balls we did where
you were
it was
so
drinking.
hydrated.
There was a lot of drinking going on during it because of the wheel, but I was forced into eating so many pickles. There was 0 hangover the next day. I mean, my stomach hurt. It was horrible. I felt nauseous, but I did not feel hungover because I was hydrated AF.
I like that. Yeah.
I'm going to go on the opposite end. I'm going to go Drew Rasmussen.
Boo.
I think the Diamondbacks
Merrill Kelly went to our high school.
He did.
Come on.
Right of our high school. pride, him and Mark Andrews. But no, I'm going to go on the side of Drew Rasmussen here. He has been way too good. I mean, he's been carrying this team as well, but from a pitch type stuff, even though he is overperforming, I don't think he's overperforming at a level that's going to hinder him a whole bunch. I don't trust Merrill, unfortunately. I think he's a trade candidate, frankly, with how the Diamondbacks have been playing, unless they go on a roll. I do think the Diamondbacks are going to provide a lot of run support, but I think the regression into him makes him unrosterable, where Drew Rasmussen, the whip numbers are super, super low. Rays stealing in division with wins. I trust Drew Rasmussen more, so I'm going to go on his side. So there you go. We're split on the pitchers. We were with the hitters, but you guys, you can let us know what side you take on those player debates. Shout out to our boys that just got in here late as we are leaving B-side, and John G is in the house. But that is it for us. Make sure you
we
go
don't
to
have anything from the Reaper.
No, I didn't see anything. So
double check, just make sure. Because I know we
Oh.
missed one because we had to skip one a couple weeks ago, so I don't want to miss another one.
Yeah. Let me look. I mean, maybe. No, I don't see anything.
Okay,
Sorry, Reaper.
just making sure.
Oh wait, I did. Oh, you know what's funny? Actually, no. Sorry about this. Reaper emailed me right after my internet went out, and we had to jump the show. And Reaper said, "I traveled." Oh, now I get who it is. There it is. I traveled from Butthole to take out Welsh's internet today. They have revealed themselves. I don't have an audio and some pictures to share that I sent last week. I didn't send any this week, though. Wasn't sure how these segments were going. I won't be around at 1 p.m. when you log back in for your Twitch AMAs. Toodles, GR. We have
Is that Chatty? I mean,
Chatty.
we only know one human being in Tucson, right?
There's only one person that lives in the butthole, and that is Chatty. The Grim Reaper has been uncovered. I never assumed Chad.
I didn't think it was Chad either. I'm still not convinced. I would like to hear from Chad.
Well, okay, let us know what other butthole that they're coming from. So I don't. Clearly, that is our boy Chad E. So we need Chad. You got to come up and hang out, Chad. Get out of the butthole and come and hang out. Stop getting my internet and stop hurting players, please. We beg of you. InThisLeague.com on the Patreon. You want to support? We appreciate it. Twitch.tv/InThisLeague. YouTube.com/InThisLeague. That's the stuff and the things. Follow us on Twitter. Is it the Welsh Bogman Sports? That is all. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We're back next week. And of course, during the week on Fantasy Pros, you want to check out Leading Off. For Bogman, I'm Welsh. Goodbye. Have a great one and peace.
See ya.